Hello, this is our third lesson of how to train your dragon, and I hope you had a nice time doing all our other ones. And
do you miss your friends?
Yeah.
I know. It's a bit sad, isn't it?
I hope to see you soon.
Right. Hello. Hope you're all good. We're doing this lesson a little bit later on in the day because we braved the beach earlier, didn't we?
And I got wet socks 2 times.
I know. Storm got seawater in her welly boots. And then we braved budgeons, didn't we? But at least we now have pasta and crumpets.
And I got a horrible history comic.
You did get a horrible history comic. So it's all been adventure today. So today we are going to read a little bit more of the book. And we are going to explain what our first impression of Snotlout is. And we're going to do a little bit more drawing today because drawing is fun. Okay? So I'm going to read you just the opening page here about Snotlout. That's Snotlout here. He's the nasty boy, really. He's a bit of a bully. And we're going to answer these 3 questions. So what types of tattoos does Snotlout have? What colour are the straggly hairs on his upper lip? And if he's not yet 13, then how old is he? Okay, this is a bit of a numeracy question there. Okay, so let's try and zoom this in a little bit so you can see it. Okay, so you can listen to the answer, Storm, okay? So the first one is, what types of tattoos does he have?
There's one.
You have probably guessed by now that Hiccup was not your natural Viking hero. For a start, he didn't look like a hero. Somebody like Snotlout, for instance, was tall, muscly, covered in skeleton tattoos, and already had the beginning of a small moustache. This consisted of a few straggly yellow hairs clinging to his upper lip, and was deeply unpleasant to look at, but still impressively manly for a boy not yet 13. Hiccup was on the small side and had a kind of face that was almost entirely unmemorable. So poor Hiccup doesn't come across as a hero like Snotlout. Okay, so we're going to have a think about the questions again. So what types of tattoos does Snotlout have?
Skeleton tattoos.
Okay, don't give the answers, Storm.
Mummy.
Okay. What colour are the straggly hairs on his upper lip? And if he's not yet 13, how old is he? So I'm going to pause the video now and give you a chance to write the answer. Okay, welcome back. So, what types of tattoos does Snotlout have, even though Storm told us all the answers? Storm?
Skeleton tattoos.
Skeleton tattoos. What colour are the straggly hairs on his upper lip?
Yellow.
Yellow. And if he's not yet 13?
He's 12.
He's 12 years old. Only 12 years old and has tattoos.
Baggy Boogie.
That's a bit strange, isn't it? On my bottoms. Okay, so we are now going to think a little bit about what impression do we get of Snotlout then. So the first thing that we need to do, and I'm going to read it to you again, is we are going to write a list. We're going to write a list, so you're going to need to pick up your pencil, Storm, of words that describe Snotlout, okay? So these can be either copied directly from the book or just words that are what you think of him. Okay, so let's read it again.
Let's see, what is it?
So, what words then will describe Snotlout? So, somebody like Snotlout, for instance, he was tall.
Tall.
So we can write that down, can't we? Shall we write them down here?
Short, yes. No, just...
So he was tall. He was muscly. What does it mean if someone's muscly?
Strong.
Yeah. Covered in skeleton tattoos.
Covered in skeleton.
And already had the beginnings of a small moustache. Do you know what a moustache is, Storm?
My daddy has one.
Oh, he has a beard, but a moustache is when you just have the bit
Yes, I
gone over
know.
your nose. Okay.
I'm not a baby anymore.
This consisted of a few straggly yellow hairs. So his moustache, that should go there really. It's not a big old burly manly moustache. It's just a few straggly yellow hairs. And it was deeply unpleasant to look at. But he was still very manly for a boy not yet 13. So let's look at the words that we've got then. We've got tall, muscly. He has skeleton tattoos, a small moustache, which is just some straggly yellow hairs, and he's quite manly, even though he's only a boy. So what impression do we get of Snotlout then, do you reckon, Storm, based on all those words?
Quite strong and tough.
He's quite strong and tough. So, what your job is now, is you are going to draw a picture of how you imagine Snotlout. Okay, so how do you imagine Snotlout? What picture do you get in your head based on all of these words? Okay? So once you have drawn your picture, you can label it, you can write all of these words. So if you drew some skeleton tattoos on his arm, you could do a little arrow to his skeleton tattoos and write skeleton tattoos. And if you draw a little scraggly yellow moustache, you can do an arrow to that and write small moustache. Okay, so that's the next step. So I'm going to pause that while Storm has a go at doing it. Right, welcome back. This is the one that Storm has drawn. So we can see his moustache and his bulging muscles and his skeleton tattoos. So we've got one last thing that we need to do now. We're going to see if we can write a sentence, or if you're feeling super confident and want to write a couple of sentences, then that would be amazing. So, what impression then do we have of Snotlout? Let's try and add in some of these words. So I think Snotlout is... So if he's tall and muscly, what impression does that give us of him, Storm? If he's tall and muscly.
Tall and very strong.
Okay, so I think Snotlout is very strong because he's tall and muscly. Okay, so you can have a go at writing that down. I think Snotlout is strong in your best writing. Okay, so look at some of these things. What impression do you get of Snotlout?
Hi.
So I think Snotlout is quite brave because he has lots of skeleton tattoos, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video again and give you a chance to write some sentence or some of your sentences. So this is what Storm did. Do you want to read out what you wrote, Storm?
I think Snotlout is strong because
Which needs to go there?
he's
That's it.
tall and muscly.
What needs to go between the et and the sa? Apostrophe. It's not the hut and the et. That's it. He's tall and muscly. And this one?
I think Snotlout is ugly because he's horrible to look at.
What should that be? A dirt or a burr? And should Snotlout have a capital S or a little s?
Stop it.
Why should it have a capital S?
Because it's a name.
Because it's a name.
Bye-bye.
Right, do you say goodbye, Storm?
Bye-bye.
Okay, Oak wants to say goodbye. He's just ran into a door frame.
Bye-bye.
Right, and it's bye from me. That was sort of quite a short lesson today, but some more drawing. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.